Look at that. We're going live. We are live, it says.
You can't be.
Do you know what I was going to do tonight when you weren't going to come?
Go on.
I was going to play both parts and have a pretend argument with you.
Oh dear. Going live makes you sound like Philip Schofield in the was it 90s?
Well, I've got fucking Gordon the Gopher here. Only he's Colin the Raccoon now.
Colin the Raccoon. Go on then. Yeah. You're going to stick. Are we going to have some tunes?
No, because there's nobody here.
And there is.
There's nobody. I can't see anybody.
It's because you're behind a big orange screen, you Burke. And somebody's
does that mean I've got a plate thing? All right. I'll plate thing, for fuck's sake. Shut up. You know what you're doing, right? You're taking away from the illusion of television or YouTubeism.
That's enough for one night.
Okay, right. I hope this fucking does same time music as it does you, because otherwise I just look like a right twat, which I probably do anyway.
Go on then, stick it on. Good evening and welcome to Raconteurs News. The reason I did that bit is because young Jason Holmes, because of the delay, he's still listening to the music. You can see him dancing. So good evening, welcome. Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever it is. It's sometime, isn't it? It just is. Hello, Jason. How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. Do you know that music's just finished? I don't know.
I know you're. We have to say as well, it was kindly donated, completely free of charge by Heath Dweft, and because we just get struck for copyright otherwise, don't we? So we don't want that. So.
Yeah, we get. I mean, fucking copyright's mad now these days. Because
yeah,
I mean, even that bloke who were doing chords who were doing guitar lessons, he got fucking.
You can get a copyright strike now for farting in wrong bloody key.
Well, I know that happened to you, mate, but I don't think that's. I don't think that's. It was when you were in court in Barnsley, weren't it? It were them wooden seats.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when we were in court for you in Barnsley again?
Yeah, well, yeah. But it were them sort of wooden seats that are a bit like pews, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, in courthouses, they used to be made of oak, but now they're not. They're made of MDF. So, yes, anyway.
In Barnsley.
Are you going to tell her? Well, I can't wait. We did intend to have Bex and Karen on tonight because they were going to tell us all about Alzheimer's and the really, really difficult situation with how social services interact with the family in all good intentions, the people at the sharp end. However, in the background, there's almost nothing to be had, which is incredibly stressful. But sadly, Bex and Karen can't be with us tonight. A couple of family issues they need to deal with, ironically, linked to the very subject they were going to come on and talk to us about. But there still is a pretty good chance we could get them on tomorrow. So hopefully that show should go ahead tomorrow night. So tonight you're just stuck with Jason and I. However, as you can tell by the title of the show, Jason has a story, which is a true one. And I just want to set the scene. Jason's got a little dog called Watson. And I know it took me 3 months to work out the Watson Holmes thing as well. So if you didn't get it, that's what it is. Anyway, Watson is he's just a teenager, isn't he? He's just a teenage boy who kind of puts up with nothing and gets away with as much as he can. Because that's what teenage boys do. So Jason got his electric scooter off to the local park. Watson was kind of on a lead, but as soon as you get to the park, let him off and throw a ball. Because even with one leg and an electric scooter, you can still take your dog for a walk. So this was on Saturday, Jason. So if you'd like to expand the story and explain forthwith.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to put this with a question mark at the end. But was this an assassination attempt on me? Now, okay. You know anybody who knows, anyone from Sheffield will know Graves Park, okay? And it's got a wooded area, and that wooded area has got an embankment that you wouldn't walk down in dryness, in boots. You won't walk down.
I've just literally realised it's the car park side. Where you're on about? I know what you mean.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was down the pond end. So I've just literally this second got it in my head. I know exactly where you mean. And yes, it is a bit of a steep embankment.
It's about 300 foot.
Yeah.
That's at the bottom.
Yeah.
And there's a thing. Anyway, so I'm going along. There's a path that goes along the side of that. Anyway, this woman walks towards me, and she's got two dogs, both little like things. So Watson were off his lead, so I just got hold of him by his harness.
Yeah.
I got hold of him by his harness just so that we could go past this woman. Anyway, I'm trying to go past this woman, and she won't fucking move. And I'm trying to get past this woman, and suddenly I've lost it. And the wheelchair, the mobility scooter, is rolling down the hill with me in it. Right? So obviously I've let go of Watson. Watson's chasing me down hill, I'm assuming anyway. But it rolled that hill, and the mobility scooter stopped at a certain point, and I carried on, and I was rolling and rolling and rolling, and I came to a stop, which were like a little ridge. And if I'd have gone over at ridge, I'd have gone down to the bottom. Right. So anyway, I'm laid there, and I look up, and this woman with these two dogs is stood there. She looks at me. Right. And then I'm shouting, "Help, help." And she just walks off, goes back the way she came. Just goes back the way she came to the car park. I believe the car park on Meadowhead.
Yeah.
And so it were a few minutes before some dog walkers spotted me. And they had to. Is what? It was called Steve. It was called Steve. Yes, the guy that found me was called Steve. And what they did first of all is they put the leads together to try to stop, because the mobility scooter were quite precarious, and I were underneath it, a bit further down underneath it, so they didn't want it to fall on me. So anyway, they were calling for ambulance, calling for fire brigade. They managed to get the scooter up. So there's only me down there, and I'm saying to him, I said, when I first saw the bloke, the dog walker, I said, look, I can't get up. I said, well, I've got one leg. And as soon as I put my foot down, because it was all like mud and as soon as I put my foot down to try to move myself up like I would try to move myself upstairs, I just went further down. Oh, God. And so anyway, this kid came along on his bike and must have seen what was going on. And it was only about 18 or 19. His name was Joe, weren't it? Yeah. And Joe came down to where I were and sat just in front of me just to make sure that I didn't go any further. I wouldn't fall any further. And he sat with me for the whole 2 hours whilst the emergency services came and got me out. But the more and more I think about that woman, the more and more I think she deliberately didn't get out of my way. She knew what were on that side. And then when I were at bottom, and I'd stopped and I looked up, and she.
Can I just say this that I've just put behind me is Graves Park, and is the embankment that Jason fell down. It really is. That is it. Let me just get out of it. There you go.
Yeah, it's really deep. It's really severe. It's actually steeper than it looks there.
It is. I was just going to say it's more. Kind of. Hang on, where's my hand? That bit. That's it. I think because of whoever's taking this photograph, that looks the steepest bit, but it is actually. Let's put it this way: there isn't a path that goes straight up it. It's a switchback path. There is no straight path up that bit because it would literally be too steep to walk up. That's how steep it is. Anyway, sorry, mate. Carry on. Crack on.
Yeah. So anyway, it took a couple of hours, but it were actually coppers that came and got me out. They decided that because I didn't have I didn't feel any injuries. I thought, they said, look, we'll if we drag you up, it's only what they're going to do anyway. So they dragged me up, and I were okay until this fucking morning. I think I've cracked a rib. I've either cracked a rib or I've really pulled a muscle down this side of my chest.
Bruised ribs hurt, mate, so it could well be that. And
there's I don't know if you can see it on my arm.
Yeah,
that's one on my arm there as well. That's from that yesterday. But it happens. Shit like that happens. But it was just the way she wouldn't get out of the way. It was the way she was making it awkward, and it was the way that she was watching me fall down. And then once I were at bottom, well, I weren't even at bottom. I barely got fucking quarter of way down, really. But as soon as I'd stopped, she stopped, looked at me, and then fucked off back the way she came, which makes me think either she's fucking shit herself and run off, which is, fair enough, or she's, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think, it's an easy place to find me. It's an easy place for me to just tip over.
It's the only place you ever go. It's the only place you've been, really, in the past 6 months, other than the hospital, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's right. I mean, I were fucking Danielle had gone out, so she comes back, and I'm still not in. And she rings me, and she just rings me as I've just landed. So I'm trying to sort myself out. I rung her back, and she was like over here, like you know what she's like. And Alice has put, Jason, what type of dogs?
I was just going to read that out. I've written that down. Yeah,
she had two. They were saying I would imagine that they were pedigree, but they were sort of like small type spaniel things, not curly spaniels, but with long hair. They were white, and they got sort of brown on outside, and they got like I would say like a not a collie nose, but a small dog nose. You know what I mean? Like probably some sort of spaniel, I don't know.
A cocker spaniel or a springer or something.
And she looked like she just looked like a middle class dog walker that you get round there. The ones that live up that way.
You mean the ones that live down the bottom of the hill, not like the scumbags who live up the top of the hill?
That's it. Yeah. Well, not like us. It weren't a Springer Spaniel. It might have been a Springer Spaniel, but it weren't a Ginger Springer Spaniel, Alice.
Yeah.
They were white, and they just got sort of like a brown on side of them. And I remember because I was thinking, right, I've just got to get Watson past these. He'd been all right off his lead and everything. And as soon as we got past, they were going to be off his lead. I'd let him go again. And then she was sort of like, it was as if I was trying not to knock her dogs over. And it was okay. She was pushing me towards edge, and like then boom, the front wheel went, and that were it. And I was doing loop the loop. So I don't know what sort of state. I've not really had a proper look at me scooter to see what sort of state it is, but it's definitely got some damage on it and stuff. So
it's cracked on front.
Cracked up front. Well, it'll. And seats fucked. Yeah, it got it. We both got away with it, really. I mean, we could have got if we'd have gone right to the bottom. We're talking. Well, there's no show tonight, is there? Whether I'm in hospital or in a morgue, but that's what happened to me over the weekend, and I don't know, an assassination attempt. I don't know. I'm not that sort of bloke. It's probably just a woman that's done. Not realised.
It's probably just a cunt.
Just a cunt, yeah. Just a cunt.
Would you just like to explain to those people who don't know that behind, just out of shot, at the other side of your studio, is your wife who's talking to you? Just in case people can't hear her voice and think that you're talking to your son and you've completely lost the plot. Couple of questions as well. Is Watson all right?
Oh, Watson's bang on. He were fine. You know, whenever I would out, you know where he is. He's a little git and he's at people and what have you. While I were down there waiting, he were with me all the time, and there were all them people up top who were dog walkers, and he were doing all right. He were all right with them, so he were really good. He were really good. He did his job, so he was looking after me.
The other question we've had is, how come it took 2 hours?
I don't know.
Ambulance didn't turn up.
Ambulance didn't turn up.
And that's he flagged down some coppers that were driving past.
Right, and that right. So the bloke who found me, and we're waiting for ambulance, weren't we?
Yeah.
The guy who found me, we were waiting for ambulance near the car park, and it didn't turn up. And so in the end, what he decided to do was he saw some coppers going past and he flagged them down. And then they came.
And one of them was my cousin.
And one of them was Danielle's cousin. Can you believe? Who's a probationer who's only started in December. She come down while Danielle. I think Danielle had gone to get me a coat from car, and these coppers turn up. That young Joe went, "Oh, I can see," because he kept saying, "I can see someone here. I can see," and I couldn't see anybody. Then he says, "I can see some coppers." So anyway, these coppers turned up, and one of them went, "I'm your cousin," and I said, "Hey." I was a bit dazed, like I sort of recognised her, but she's actually Danielle's cousin. So she helped me. She helped me out of there. So it were all fun and games. It's a bit painful still.
Let's just assume for 1 minute that everything were exactly as we'd hope, and that it was just a dog walker who got scared at some consequences and bottled it. She should be bloody ashamed of herself, really. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I probably wouldn't even I wouldn't even judge her because I don't know what's going on in her life. You know, she might. Well, I know you might judge her, but you know, you don't know what's going on in someone's life, do you? You don't know whether she's recently lost her husband and he fell down a fucking ravine in his mobility scooter, and she's.
Well, yeah, that is true. Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. You just don't know. But it were Super League just put. I think it was a suicide attempt after Wednesday got thrashed. Well, that's not far off because I decided, I thought, fuck this, I'm taking dog out. And when Wednesday went 3-0 down, I thought, that's it, I'm taking dog out where I don't know what score is. Anyway, when coppers were pulling me out, they went, because I said I was only coming out because I didn't want, because of football scores. And he went, oh, well, they were 5-0 down last time I saw.
Oh, my God. What was the final score?
5, I think.
Well, on Friday, my team played Cardiff in the league and got hammered. I think it were 7-2 or 5-2 or something. And then it was the Challenge Cup final on yesterday in Cardiff, against Cardiff. And I thought their arena seated more people, but it only seats about 3,500. Whereas at Sheffield, you know, you get 8,000-9,000 in there for a game. And I think for a concert, it's about 12,000 when they're using, well, the floor, the ice, if you like, because they board over it, don't they, for concerts.
Yeah.
And I actually thought it was bigger than that, but the commentator said it was about 3,500. Anyway, sorry, I've just read somebody's comment. Sorry. I've got to read this out. Will Jason be entering the Sheffield Red Bull Soapbox Derby? Oh, dear, sorry.
Do you know what? I think I should. I've got a good time. I had a good time there.
Yeah, but you know, when you've got I was going to say gravity, but even that's contentious to some people listening to this, and maybe for me, how do I know? But yeah, you know, when you've got that on your side, you're a winner, aren't you?
Well, you know, there's a Morrison's down bottom of that hill.
There is.
There's a Morrison's,
Yeah.
and I thought if I could make it downhill, when I was here on my own, and nobody had discovered me yet, and I'm thinking to myself, I'll be skeletal remains that are found like in 15 years' time, and they'll put it down to some fucking bloke who disappeared. That's not me. But I thought if I can get down to Morrison's, perhaps I could buy enough toilet roll to get band together to make me send a rope to lift me send up.
There you go. You could anyway. Back onto me Sunday. So anyway, on Sunday, in the equivalent of the FA Cup final, which is called the Challenge Cup final, we hammered. Hammered. They were definitely beat, and I thought Cardiff played well, but Steelers absolutely outshone and won. So yes, it's good to. Cardiff this weekend was supposed to be what's called neutral, because the venue was booked well before Cardiff got in the final. So even though it was on their home ice, it was seen as a neutral ground.
Right.
And normally, the away team go off the ice and then leave the home team on their ice to do all the presentations and that. I'm sure it's a bit like football. I don't know. It's years since I went to a football game. But on Sunday, because Sheffield won the Challenge Cup final, the Cardiff team had to go off and stay off the ice and to watch another team celebrate winning on their ice, which was a double rub it salt in. So.
I think I caught a bit of it on Premier Sports.
It was on Premier Sports, yeah.
Come on, give me a proper kiss. Show the world that you love me. It doesn't matter whether you're in a moo-moo. It covers your fucking nipples and your vagina. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Love you. She's having a bath. She's had day off today. We've started getting that thing in.
Oh, for your, yeah. Hey, dear. Yeah, Super League's at least one team in Sheffield won something.
Yes, exactly. Oh, here we go. Super Leagues, top of league. In about, you know, when in about 3 months when they've lost 4 games on trot.
Yeah.
He'll be there like, with fucking, he'll be there with, what do you call them? Jump leads on his nipples.
We could, instead of Super Leads, we could rename him Jump Leads.
Jump Leads, yeah.
Come on, Super Leads, get your thingy changed. You're going to have to be Jump Leads.
Have you ever
changed?
wondered what would happen if you put some jump leads on your nipples and attached it to?
No, funnily enough, I've never thought of that. Maybe I'm strange, but I never did.
Did you not? I've always wondered. I've always thought, well, what would happen? You know, I'll go into a pub, I get a battery, and I put some jump leads on my nipples, and then a bloke will go, "You starting?"
Way.
Well, it's got to be better than yours, mate. Anyway, it's Monday night. Raconteurs news. Jason and Aid. We've been let down by our guests for this evening, but they will be here tomorrow night. I don't mean let down. I mean, it's just that things have happened, and so hopefully they'll be here tomorrow night. And we had to do a show anyway because we've only got 2 more shows before we lose Aid. So that's going to be. I'm going to. And Aid actually was thinking about not doing this show tonight. But,
just got a load of stuff to go through.
You've got. Yeah, I know. You've just got a little bit of stuff. But I am glad you came on because I weren't looking forward to. Can you imagine me trying to stretch that fucking assassination story out for 2 hours?
I have to say your right ear is Superman.
It's what?
It's S Club Heaven.
S Club 7, man. There you go.
And I know a lot of people think that you're taking the mick when you say that your favourite group is S Club 7, but you really mean it, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? S Club 7, the bestest ever. Don't Stop Moving is the best formulated pop record in the world. and there's a mathematical equation.
Yeah, there is.
It. And even though I don't believe in maths, can you imagine that? I don't believe you just go to somebody and you say, I don't believe in maths. And they say, well, here's your pay. It's, I don't know, 2,400 quid for a month. And you go, well, actually, I don't believe in maths. So I think it should be 8.
Alice has just asked, and this could be a just completely off the cuff subject. Are there any people in here that follow geoengineering? So let's have that as a subject.
Geoengineering, go on then, Ada. We're talking about chemtrails, aren't we?
I'm not the man for that. You are, more than me.
Well, we're talking about chemtrails and HARP and all the things that that we know that they can do. You see, this is the thing, is the thing with the fucking 5G. And I'm not saying 5G is a good thing, and I really think that everybody's that's doing the best to try and get it stopped, apart from Messrs. Steele and Garrett, who are just a pair of fucking parasite wankers. Anybody who's trying to do something is doing the right thing for the right reasons. Now, my problem is that we'll talk about that, Alice, the woman you exposed today. I don't know much about it. It'd be great if you could come on and tell us. But
Alice, if we send you a link, will you come on? How's that?
And come on and tell us. But I think that the 5G as a weapon, I do believe it can be used as a weapon. But I don't know whether that is incorporated into the things that are, that are popping up that are 5G related at the moment. I don't know if there's anything that's weaponized. And all I know is fucking dickwad saying, oh, you're weaponized. I'm a fucking weapons expert. And if you don't believe me, then I'm going to come round and I'm going to fuck your wife and I'm going to fucking do this and I'm going to do, and anybody like that, just utter fucking dog shit.
Well, I just think we just kind of ignore that because, at best he's somebody who's there to disrupt, and at worst he's just what he.
I know, but I like taking piss out of him.
I know you do. I know you do.
A little show like ours, it's not going to have a massive effect on how many people know his name, is it?
No,
most people know his name who's in chat room, but most of the people listening. So I'm not. It's not like I'm fucking. Well, I might be advertising him. Just go and have a look. Just see what a fucking knobhead he is for yourself. It's as fucking easy as that. But go on, Aid. Go on. You're going to say
right. Geopolitics. I think it would be incredibly naive of us to think that there isn't some kind of weather modification going on for whatever reason. You've only got to look in the sky and think, why are they doing that? The fires in Australia, it has been said, Max Egan said, that he thought that the chemtrails were effectively the chemicals that you put in kiddies' sparklers. So when they were obviously sprayed out the back of a plane and all over the Australian countryside, then they've got fires that just go. That may or may not be true. I don't know. If HARP isn't for weather modification, what the hell is it for? And that article that I found just in a normal newspaper in Thailand, in a coffee shop, just saying that the Thai government had paid this company, I can't remember the amount it was, but we're only on about 2-3 weeks ago, to do exactly that, to change the weather, because they needed the reservoirs filling up with water. So,
yeah, that's the Phuket Times, weren't it? And it wasn't just on the website where it can be taken down. It was actually printed. So there's a picture of the printed newspaper that you've got that proves that what they can make rain at their own will, so that they can fill up the reservoirs in Phuket and be paid for it. But they can't go and make rain in Africa. They can't make rain in Australia where there's fires. You know, it just doesn't make any sense.
I think I'm just going to go and see if I can actually find that picture again and put it up behind me. Because if I can do, wrong one. Because if I can do that, more people. But Alice, if you want to come on, we'll send you a link and you can come on and say a little bit if you want. What do you think, Jace?
Yeah, of course. I asked her on today. I did ask her on. I did say if you want to come on because you were talking about somebody. I've got no idea who they are, but I'd like to know. And if it's somebody that's ripping people off, then all much the better. So if you can, you don't have to be on for the rest of the show. I mean, we just get on for 10 or 15 minutes or perhaps a little bit later on because I know you got kids. Perhaps your kids go to bed, before we finish, and then you'll be able to come on for 15 minutes towards the end of the show. So we're making it as open as we possibly can. And Alice has put happy to. I don't know whether that's aimed at us, but I hope it is. So you just let us know when you want to come on. I'll tell you what, Alice, I shall. I've got your email, haven't I? Let me just have a look. You talk about when you were in the music hall back in the 40s.
I've just found this. Just bear with me. I'm just wondering if I can. Oh, that's not very good. I need to get to a button that's beneath my screen that I can get to. So I need to resize this. Here we go. There we go. Right, I've just found that picture. Right, this is the headline. Can you read that behind me? Hang on a minute. Let me get out of the way.
I'll put you. There you go.
Royal Rainmakers called for top up. There you go. That was the article. I said that was. Excuse me. That was just in a Thai newspaper. Obviously, it's in English. There was a Thai version, but I'm pretty sure I read in Thai. So yeah, and that's what it said, and that was August, September time. That's September last year. So we know they can do it, but it's same with anything else, isn't it? It's always who benefits, but not only that. It's a case of why somebody would do it, and not only what's the benefit to them, but what's the benefit of them thinking that we shouldn't know? So you can come at it from a few different angles, but I don't know. The whole geoengineering thing is we're definitely manipulated. The weather is in probably more ways than one and more ways than we think about, but it's for what reason? And if it's for a good reason, you go, well, okay, do we need to fill up the reservoirs? But then again, if you look at the weather that we're having, people are quite right saying that we're having now. I remember in a house I lived down the bottom of the village that I'm in now, but down the bottom of the hill. For those of you that don't realise that there's more bloody hills in and around Sheffield than there are in Rome. 7. Yeah, there's 7. Same in Rome, but I just always wonder how many Romans sit there going, do you know there's as many hills in Sheffield? Probably not.
No, but they're doing Budapest because it's the same in Budapest, only the other way around. Whereas we revere the Romans, when the people in Budapest revere the Sheffielders.
Oh, right. Okay. But, there is stuff going on. We don't know, and we can all sit here and chuck our ideas in. And sadly, I think once you know the reason for something, you've got more chance of working out what it is that's happening. Once you've got the reason or the reasoning. And sadly, sometimes that's the bit that we're missing. So
I'm just telling Alice, I have sent her the link on Facebook because there's me looking for a fucking email address, and I thought, well, I know her on Facebook, so I can send it on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's only fucking dickheads like Adi who's not on Facebook, who doesn't have a presence on Facebook. Not dickheads. What's the word I'm looking for? Go on.
Somebody with a life?
Well, I've got a life.
Yeah, no, but that's because you're not always on Facebook. You just use it for this. That's why.
I'm on fucking Facebook, but more than I'm on fucking SETI, and I'm on SETI a lot. But I don't look. I don't. I read. I don't post really because posting's just.
Yeah.
Lee 10. Here we go. Here's a guy. Lee 810 Bird. They're trying to turn the Son of God into the Antichrist 3 times 6. Right now, this guy's been sending me messages on the Raconteurs news messages, and I really can't work him out. And I've asked him if he wants to come on, and he said that he didn't want to come on at the moment, needed a couple of weeks for things to settle down. So Lee 810 Bird, if you could please get in touch with me, and so at some point we might have a voice chat so that I might be able to work out what your point of view is.
Messages are.
Yeah, what your point of view is. I mean, I don't. To me, it might be something that's completely irrelevant to me. That not irrelevant, but something that I just don't know about.
Yeah.
So, so just get in touch and set up a time where we can have a chat either on Skype or even on this thing. Not broadcasting or all that, but just it's a good way. It's a good platform to have a chat as well, isn't it? So, yeah.
Any signs? Any signs of Alice?
Well, she says cheers, so she's going to come on. But like I said, she's got kids, so we just don't want to. She's probably got to sort them out before she gets on here. Mahat Malevolence in Russia, they buy clear skies for their annual parade. Even Elton John buys clear skies for his more expensive outdoor concerts. And I've heard that before.
The only recent event that could make me think, I'm not really sure, is, can you remember when it was, I said Beryl, Queenie's, was it 50th or 60th thing, and they were going to have that big flotilla down the Thames?
Yeah.
And it absolutely pissed it down all day. And there were boats going down the Thames that there was going to have fireworks and God knows what, and it was just a complete and utter washout. And I think that's the only one. But then again, if I was her at her age, would I really want to be on a fucking boat with a load of Muppets looking at me? I think I'd have just ordered some bad rain as well, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, of course you would. I seem to remember, and this I've just looked on that fucking piece of shit that they call Google. I just looked on that because I remember there was an advert in a newspaper, and it said for £100,000 they guarantee you good weather on your wedding day. So you got your wedding, and on your wedding day they will guarantee that it'll be good weather. So
all we need then is 365 people a year to get married. That should be easy. Finding 365 people to get married on different days might be a bit harder. And to find them
all paid $100,000 a piece.
Yeah, and to find 365 people who've all got 100 grand kicking about might be a bit of a tall order.
But what does interest me on that? It's not that we'll give good weather manipulation. That for me that also means they can make weather, but they can also take it away.
Oh yeah, of course.
So if that day is cloudy, if that day is going to be cloudy and it's going to be raining or whatever, there's some way that they can remove that, and so that you've got the sun coming through. I just thought that were an interesting part that not very many people picked up on, especially fucking intellectuals, shall we say, intellectuals of the day.
Alice, if you can just let us know roughly sort of how long you want to be before you come on, because what we don't want to do is get into a big long conversation about something and then you pop in. We'd rather, just to give us an idea. We know you got kids. So, Jason, medically, your dad. Everybody's been asking about your dad.
Who was?
Well, lots of people every week will come on. People asking about your dad.
Oh right, he's all right. He's getting better. He's walking dog now. He went out on Saturday night to the pub with my mum, to the local club, the working men's club,
Yeah.
They've been going to for years with my mum. He just sat down and drank. He didn't drink at all. So he said he's getting better. He's just slowly but surely he's getting better. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I rang him up the other day actually.
So has he decided he's not going to be Tarzan anymore then?
Well, yeah, he's not. He won't be, will he? It's little bit like me going to Graves Park again.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
But
hey,
I think you'll be going to Graves Park again, just probably not down that road.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just talking about my wife's reaction when I go, I'm going to Graves Park, because not only have I fucking fell down that embankment, I also went in late, didn't I?
Alice has asked if you can put the link in the chat room here.
Go on then. It's all right, because if anybody fucking comes on and we don't, we'll just boot them. Well, that's what show we are.
Yeah, Alice, when you get the link, all you got to do is click on it, and it's pretty easy from there. Just put whatever name you want and click. You can decide whether you want a camera on or not. Just don't be like Taylor and show us all your, nasal hair like he does, or when Uni Black's sister comes on, when he's on his phone and he's like showing us his big fat bum cheeks and things like that. Well, where is anyway? Where is Taylor?
I don't know. He's probably not out of bed yet. What is it? About 3 o'clock in the afternoon there. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's probably. Oh, look at me! I've gone all fucking fuzzy again. Let me get this in change.
Is it because you got? Is it because you've got a black background?
I think so. It might be thingy. It's getting fucking light rate, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
That's the fucking what.
So, Alice, yes, we put that in the chat room for you. So please don't anybody else click on it just at the minute. She's here. Hello.
Hey up.
Hey up.
Hey up.
Hang on, we need an interpreter for those people not from North of England. That means hello.
How you doing, Alice?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a bit sore and that, but we'll get there.
I saw on your post. I was quite horrified at the reaction of a human being watching someone fall down a hill and being able to walk away.
I know.
What is wrong with people? That's not normal.
It was the one thing that stood out from everyone else. Was just brilliant, just like So anyway,
Mud.
Say that again.
2 hours stuck in the mud.
Yes, stuck in the mud. Yeah, just me coat's a bit of a mess. I told you, didn't I? I've got another message, and it's him again. I think the Lee 10-8, whatever his fucking name is, or something that he keeps sending me messages. Anyway, Alice.
Yeah.
You put up a post today. I think that's what you want to talk about, isn't it?
I did, yeah, because last year I was in geoengineering groups, which is great to raise awareness. But the lady who was running the group, I found out she was asking for money via inbox from various people in the group. And if you imagine that group's got like 3,000 people in it, she's asking a few other people for money. Same old sob story. I don't mind helping people. I do help people whenever I can. You know that, Jason. I'd help anyone if I could. But when someone's doing it to like loads of us, I just had enough. I think she needed exposing. So I exposed her last year for scamming people. And then I got an inbox today. She'd done it again to some pensioner. £100. I was just fuming.
How would this occur, Alice? What? Just tell us about the group that you were in at first. Was that a group where you all met up, or was it a group online, or what? Was it?
Sorry, Facebook group. Okay. No, not where I meet up. To be honest, I'm not in any groups anymore. I've taken myself out of all the groups, really. I'm on a different path now. Don't need to be in them. But yeah, that was last year when I was in a Facebook Geoengineering group, you know.
And
but yeah, I got an
what was she doing? What was she doing to try and get money out of people?
Inboxing people with a sob story.
Right. Okay.
She's got no food and she's got no gas and electric. Of course, I gave her money. I sent her money. But then I spoke to a really good friend of mine and she'd done the same to her. So then we inboxed other people and found out she'd done it to loads of us.
So was this a Facebook group that was started by her, or she just happened to latch onto it?
No, it was one of her groups, yeah. Her name is Donna Collins. And I always think Donna Collins, yeah. So obviously from the time I exposed her last time, she's now got a new profile up. So obviously I put her on Facebook last time.
The same thing.
She's still doing the same thing, yeah. She's still running those groups as well, which I'm quite surprised at. And I always think, you know, like Children in Need on the telly, which we know is corrupt, totally bloody corrupt. It's the people that hardly have anything that give to those things. Yeah. And that is what annoys me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't want people getting scammed by her. God knows, she probably lives in a bloody penthouse by now. She's made a lot of money off people. I'm in the wrong job. Oh, I ain't got a job.
No, you're in the right job, Alice. You're bringing your kids up.
Oh, God, don't I know it. Our staff screamed, "I hate you," this morning. She's 12. I thought, oh, God, here we go. Don't react.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, that's about a year too early because they're supposed to be teenagers before you get that, aren't they?
She's 12.
Yeah.
Well, whatever they're putting in the water is bringing it forward a bit, Aid.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother subject.
I know when my daughter was about that age, my phone used to ring. I mean, me and her mum split up years ago. My phone used to ring and I just used to go, yeah, how much?
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
How much? Yeah, bless her. I mean, she's not like that at all now, but, you know, it does. That's kids.
She's not robbing me yet. The little one does. She robs me. Mummy, can I go in your purse, please? I'll only take the coins. I won't take anything that's folding. Of course, she said. I don't mind.
So tell us more about this woman, Alice. So there was this Facebook group last year, which was called.
God, I can't remember. I'm really sorry.
All right,
I should have made notes. I didn't know I was going to
come
on here.
No, don't worry. That's fine.
I removed myself from all those groups.
Yeah.
In any group, anything I've ever done, the tree protests, you know, the tree felling in Sheffield, Geoengineering.
Whereabouts in Sheffield are you, Alice?
Mind your own business.
Okay. All right. Give me a point. North, south, east, west.
South side.
Okay. Yeah.
Not too far from me.
Yeah, I know where you are then.
I'm a bit away from Jason.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything I've been involved in.
What's been going on with tree groups? I mean, is it with an amnesty or what? I don't know. I've not really seen it for quite a long time.
It's a bit like the fracking. There's a halt, but I do know that I read an article the other day, and they would not release the Freedom of Information Act for the tree fellings. You had Ian Crane on telling people they proposed in Sheffield to fell 17,500 trees. And I don't know if you remember, he also told you about STAG, Sheffield Tree Action Group. I got blocked from that group, basically, for trying to raise awareness about 5G. I wasn't allowed to do that. So we decided Yeah, that we decided that was just a steering group. It's just like everything. There's infighting.
Yep. I think
And
the thing
infiltration.
with the trees, there was a lot of people who'd sussed that it was to do with 5G and the fact that 5G signal can't penetrate the amount of water that's held in a wet tree. And the other people going, oh no, they're chopping our trees down, and they're just clouding the issue with that.
Yeah,
that's where you've got the problem. And then, of course, then you get the infiltrators that are there just to disrupt. So there's then, you know, 3 different groups of people, all supposedly in the same group, and it's all done just to make sure that the whole thing falls apart. That's why it's done like that.
They just wanted to focus on the actual trees. They didn't want the added tinfoil hat conspiracy about 5G, which we now know is about the tree felling is about 5G. It's proven, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is your worry about 5G? I mean, I like I was saying before. I mean, I know that 5G, this technology, allegedly can be weaponized. But is your concern that it will all be weaponized and that the weapons perhaps won't be used so often, and it'll just be used at certain times? What's your take on it?
I'm probably not the best person to talk to about this, but I will say it's like they put these street lamps up without any public consultation. They've got a negative health impact with the LED street lighting. That's without 5G. And the amount of research that I've done has led me to people like Barry Trower and obviously, you know, Crane, who link it to weaponized technology.
But you know, the nuclear industry could be linked to weaponized technology, couldn't it? You know, if to an extent.
That's another good thing. That's another good thing you put me onto. When I was in the anti-fracking environment, people were trying to raise awareness about the disposal of toxic waste, and nobody would listen to them because they only wanted to focus on the fracking. So I don't know what that is, why you can't grasp that concept, see the bigger picture, what have you.
Regarding the fracking, you mean?
All of it. Why can't the trees be linked to 5G? And, you know,
that's because each individual group are compartmentalized into certain groups. Like you said, the Sheffield Tree Action Group weren't prepared to be associated with tinfoil hat.
But I showed them the evidence, and they still wouldn't listen to me.
To somebody that doesn't believe, no evidence is enough, and to somebody who don't believe, no evidence is enough.
Is your chair all right, Ada?
Yeah, I'm just having a bit of a fidget. Sorry. No, you see, you can tell none of this is real because my camera is attached to the same table as my microphone. So if I wobble my table, me and my mic move
it's
up
cute.
and down.
Yeah, it's a good look. I like it. So anyway, any group that you're in is going to be people scamming you, basically. That's all it was.
I think
scamming you
when you're looking at any group,
if you let them, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you let them.
When you look at the tree thing, they will have just seen the people who were just purely about trees and didn't see any link to anything else. They just see you as somebody who's trying to infiltrate their group for your own purpose, if you like, for your own agenda, when actually your agenda is the same as their agenda. just for a different reason to what they perceive is the real one.
Yeah.
And they see you then as a threat rather than somebody who's a friend.
I went and stood with them.
Oh.
You know, I went and filmed.
Yeah. For anybody who's seen on the news, the guy at the back end of last year who'd he ended up getting was it an MBE he got, the old guy, for looking after the memorial in the park. If anybody's seen that on the news, when they had the fly past with the Lancasters and stuff, and everything was going on in that park.
Which memorial? Endcliffe?
Yeah. That is literally the road where a lot of the tree thing was going on. But you kind of noticed when they were doing all that, nobody turned the camera on and went, "Oh, look, they're chopping trees down as well." And it literally is the same street, isn't it?
The street
that was one of them.
Tonight.
Yeah.
They were all over there, weren't they? Right. Streets all over. Cottonall, Door.
Yeah.
Shy Green. They had loads of trees down there. Nobody bothered.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, I've got a friend who lives down near Endcliffe Park, and she said, you know, she got up one morning to see there'd been a 75-year-old woman arrested.
At 4 a.m. You know,
4 a.m.
like thieves in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dirty tactics. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
Well, we know how dirty they are, don't we, Alice?
Yep.
Alice. Ali,
so, Alice, if you were, let's just imagine for a minute you hadn't had that trouble with the geoengineering.
Yeah.
Which sort of put you off being in a group. And to be fair, Jason was the guy who said to me, look, don't be in any groups. He said this to me years ago.
It wasn't that put me off, actually. I just have changed quite a lot in the last year, had other shit to deal with, and I've dealt with it, and I've moved on, and I want a bit of happiness.
Yeah.
So God knows why I listen to your show.
A miserable fat bloke and an injured bald bloke.
Excuse me, it's happiness personified.
You are so that again, mate.
It's filled with happiness.
It is.
Filled with filthy goodness.
Mm.
That's what this show is. I'm making me send a joint.
I would never plaster somebody's profile picture on Facebook to be spiteful, and I don't act out of anger. I took myself 10 minutes before I did that and calmed myself down because I was a bit annoyed.
Yeah.
But I just don't want people being ripped off.
Now, listen, all you've got to do is remember, you put on Facebook, that's just tomorrow's microchip paper.
Yeah.
Have you got enough toilet roll then?
A bog roll. Listen, Alice,
what are the bog roll bandits going to eat? That is what I'd like to know.
The cardboard in the middle, of course.
What? No, but what? What is it about? Do you know anything about that? Do you know why they're doing that? I've no idea. I've got some.
It's the threat of. Sorry.
I said I feel it's anus based, but I don't know exactly.
One would think they might be shitting there.
Is that what it is? Is it because it makes you shit?
Oh, is Alice gone?
Oh, I think she might have.
Alice, if you can hear us, we've not got any noise. Have you put yourself on mute accidentally? All right, well, just while we're waiting.
Procedures. He's got procedure book out. Like flights. In flight, when there's an emergency.
Yeah.
You get book out to see what procedure is. That's what you did then. Alice has gone quiet, right? What's that? Hang on. Quiet guest. First thing to do, check if they put the send on mute by accident.
Do you mean a bit like when flights go wrong and you get the book down? Have a look. No, she's gone. I think
Buggered off.
Yeah. Super Leeds has put they had loads of toilet rolls in Home Bargains the other day. It's all right. I'll just click the same link again. You can just come straight back on. If you want to come on, mate, and the floor can be yours. Just click the link again, and away you go. George says the Bog Roll Band. It's a great blues rock band from the 70s. But yeah, they had loads of toilet rolls in Home Bargains in Leeds yesterday. So yeah.
Well, they did until Super Leeds got there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Super Leeds went fucking selling them on black market.
Yeah.
But then got kicked in because he kept asking people in town where black market were.
Couldn't find it.
Where's black market? I've got fucking all these bog rolls, and they're all 3 ply.
I tell you how. I just want to get on to COVID again. Number 19. No. Oh, God, it annoys me. I went to the dentist this morning, which turned out to be almost a waste of time. Basically, my dentist has got a cold, and I sort of stood in the corner and went, "You're not putting your fingers in my mouth. I'm going on holiday on Friday, and I don't want to take a cold with me." So I ended up seeing this other woman, and she just like put this temporary filling in, which fell out straight away. So anyway, I ended up in there, but they got this notice on the door. If you've been to any of these countries, boom, 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 Thailand. Well, maybe you can't imagine a map of Thailand, but if I said it's shaped like an elephant's head, and right at the very bottom of the trunk, it joins onto Malaysia. And that tiny little, we'd see it as probably a county, but certainly it's a tiny, tiny county, if you call it that, is where there have been, I think, a few possible people who have had it and survived. And because of that, if you've been anywhere near Thailand, you can't even walk into my dentist. The irony is, a week after I'm due to get back off my holiday, my dentist is going on holiday to Thailand. Sorry, I just thought it was a bit amusing.
Alice, you're back.
Alice is back. Hello, Alice.
Sorry, it just dropped out there.
It does.
Dropped off.
That's what it does.
I think we were only talking about bog roll, weren't we?
Yeah.
I think that buying is the threat of 2 weeks quarantine.
Do you know
how much crap can you produce in 2 weeks?
I don't know.
How much shit is there inside one person within 2 weeks? Especially one that's supposed to be going to feel ill. You know.
If you don't eat, you're not going to shit, are you? So I don't know what the thinking is. I've no idea.
Anyway, Alice, look, you asked.
You can use a towel and fucking wash it.
Yeah. Get a bum gun.
Well, that would be a Terry nappy. Now you're going back.
Get a bum gun.
I used to have Terry nappies. Go on, Abe. You were saying something.
Bum guns are ace.
Oh, God, he's talking about his bum gun. Do you know, I think all he ever does is find ways to fucking eroticize his anus.
Anyway, Alex, look, you said we were going to talk about geoengineering. We have, from one point of view, what for you? What is the geoengineering?
Pardon?
What for you is the geoengineering? What is it for you?
It's a spraying of heavy metals, isn't it? Heavy metals that probably perpetuate the fires in Australia. I don't know. I've lost my thread now. We're talking about your butt from 1 minute and geoengineering the next. I just love the flow, no pun intended.
It's to keep you on your toes.
It's all right. You know what the affiliation is that there's chemtrails come from both.
Well, noxious gases.
Yeah. What do you think behind Jason?
Pardon?
What do you think that cloud is behind Jason?
Not sure.
That's his noxious gases.
I've just trumped. Alice, have you ever watched Sheffield Live?
No.
Oh, it's on Freeview. Watched it last night, man. It's the funkiest thing on telly. It's like these 4 blokes, one spinning some
I don't watch
tune.
telly. You've been telling me not to watch telly, but
it's just like it's a Sheffield thing, and it's like really badly made, and it's really groovy, man. I got that from that.
Watch it because I'm not from Sheffield.
Where are you from?
From the right side of the Pennines.
Oh, you're not a Manc, are you?
No, I'm not a Manc. Don't be insulting.
Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Lancashire, just a little village called Rufford.
So what brought you
nobody knows
out of the Pennines?
Nobody knows it. In between Ormskirk and Southport.
Okay.
Nope. You know where Southport is. You do.
I know Southport, and I know Ormskirk, and I think I know Rufford as well.
Nobody else.
But apart from that, that's all I've got to say, really. All the time at fucking Pennines, I'm disgusted. What brought you off here? Says, Jay. What brought you over here? Was it love?
No, God, no. I've been here since I was 10, so more years than not.
Mind you.
All right. So you're not really one of them, are you?
My mum's from Sheffield.
Yeah, but you're not really one of them, though, are you?
One of what?
You're not a Webby, are
you? I'm definitely not a Webby.
Okay.
No.
Can I go back to geoengineering again, being as that was a subject?
Go on, then. You carry on.
I think the first thing that I watched on geoengineering was probably, there were 2. What in the world are they spraying, and why in the world are they spraying? And it was about Hawaii. And what they were showing was how all the vegetation had basically died. I've not seen any updates since then. But they were constantly talking about all the chemtrails because apparently they were really, really heavily chemtrailed. But I think that was probably the first thing that I ever watched.
You never saw another one from them, mate, because it was all shit.
Was it?
The first 2, yeah. They were claiming barium had been found in things, and they weren't, and it were just a load of bollocks. So.
There's been soil testing. They have found barium in the soil. That's why the plants are getting smaller, apparently.
But not on that actual show.
No, not on the actual show.
No, that's what I mean. And there were no barium in what they were saying in the soil. And they were saying there was barium in the soil, and it were independent. Anyway, we're fucking fucked off as being wank. But anyway, still watch it. You might learn something. You might learn something. That's what Raconteurs' news is about. It's about learning something. Nige, fucking hell, what I'm calling you Nige for? He's not even one of my exes. Aid, tell me something you learned today.
Excuse me, Nigel?
Yeah,
really?
I know.
Sorry, Jeff, what were you saying?
I know. Tell me something new you learned today that you didn't know.
Oh, my God. I ain't got anything because today's not a school day.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what shall I do?
Go on then.
While we've got Alice on, why don't we continue the A to Z of conspiracies?
Go on then.
And we can have Alice's input as well. That'll be interesting, won't it?
Okay. Can I pick the letters?
It might be.
Hang on, let me get my book. Let me get my journal. Oh, there it is.
Super Leaders asked, who is Nigel? Nigel was a great friend of Jason's, going back some years. I think you were at school with Nigel, weren't you?
You what?
You were at school with Nigel.
Fuck off. He was born about fucking 6 years. He's 60 now, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, no, I'm not even 50 yet.
You
Fucking we're at school together. What you know about? Yeah, we were at school together. I were at fucking school and he was fucking janitor.
Yeah, anyway, Jason and Nigel became good friends. And then amazingly, Nigel got married.
And if you knew Nigel, that would be, you would understand why he said amazingly.
Yeah. But Nigel is a lovely kid, out of gold.
Top man.
Top kid, absolute top kid. But just completely off the wall and sideways. Innit? But
yeah, I got it right. I think the reason I got you mixed up is because you're as fat as Nigel.
Oh yeah, love you. Yeah, none taken, bastard.
Isn't he horrible? He's just bloody awful, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but we've known each other that long, we don't give a toss anymore.
No, I know you don't, which is a good thing.
Yeah, of course.
We've got raccoons. Anyway,
George is still asked, are we still making plans for Nigel? And
no.
put XTC, and you're absolutely right, it was making plans for Nigel.
Is that XTC?
Yeah.
I thought
Same
they did.
working overtime.
I thought they did. I'm not in love.
No, that was 10cc.
It sounds same.
Just because it rhymes, it's not the same.
But it was same band. I bet they went, I'll tell you what we'll do, mate. We'll earn twice as much money. We'll pretend that we're a band called XTC. We won't forget it because it sounds like 10cc.
No. Have you not worked out XTC, ecstasy?
Have you ever seen them in the same room at the same time?
That's the answer, isn't it? That's the answer. Right, go on then. A to Z, what we're going to have?
Right, well, I'll tell you what we've already had. We've had A, which was Abdul Basit Ali Muhammad Al Magrahi.
Yep, pardon?
Abdul Basit Ali Muhammad Al Magrahi.
I'm a twat.
We've had BB.
Yeah, but you did it.
We've had B, Building 7.
Yep.
We've had C, copyright on YouTube, which I was talking about. I was moaning about the cunts are fucking doing out. We've had H for Holocaust, which we sort of skipped over.
Did you?
Just because we like this YouTube channel.
Ugh, right. Zuckerberg, got it.
And we've had S for social media.
Hang on. She's just said Zuckerberg, Z. Zuckerberg with Z, unless you've got a better Z.
I have.
Zion.
Well, I am. Yeah, Zionist. Yeah.
Zionism.
Yeah.
Well, let's go with Zuckerberg and Zionist. Fucking hell, they're hand in hand, aren't they?
Oh, let's get us kicked off of fucking Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
Give us a D.
Go on then, give us a D, please, Bob.
A D. Oh, here we go. You'll remember this, Alice. I think you were probably around at the time.
Oh, God.
Dallas, 1962.
Well, hey, yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I do. Who shot
Kennedy.
Bobby?
President Kennedy. No, who shot Johnny, Jackie, John, Jack. The Kennedys. What do you know about the Kennedys? What's your understanding and where are you at? Do you know anything about it or not? And then we'll move on to Ada. She's pretending to have gone again, hasn't she?
Alice, have you gone again?
She's pretending to. Steve Owens has put in fucking chat room zebra flu. That would have been a good Z.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, right, Zionists. Sorry, what were we talking about?
No, Dallas.
Dallas.
JFK.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. I don't believe now that you can talk about this subject without talking about JFK to 9/11, everything is a rich man's trick, which was by our great friend who's been on here more than once, whose name I can't remember.
Francis Richard Conley.
There we go. if you've not watched that, what is it, about 3 hours and 20 minutes, something like that?
It is something like that. I attempted to watch it again other night, but it must have been in parts because I fell asleep.
Yeah,
but that's been a theme of my last few days. Is falling asleep.
And I think it's not so much who did it as more why it was done. Again, all I've got to go on is my own personal experience, which is next to nothing because I wasn't even born then, and I know you weren't, Jason. But we were all told it was one guy who shot him from a window, who then later that day or the next day was shot then by Jack Ruby. Because of course, if there's no, you haven't got to send a dead body to trial, have you? Case closed. And that's, of course, what they tried to do. Just tried to close it up. But it was why it was done. And if you remember on that speech, you know, JFK was talking about secret societies and yada, 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 the famous 10-minute speech. And then, of course, within a very short space of time, he's brown bread.
Well, I mean, there's a lot more. I watched it.
Yeah, hours more, but yeah.
Overnight, where they were talking about Officer Tippett, you know, the officer that was shot and killed that was supposedly by Oswald.
Yeah.
And apparently the description of the guy that shot him looked nothing like Oswald, nothing at all. But Officer Tippett looked a lot like John F. Kennedy. So they needed his body because they were going to have what they tried to do is have the bullet go in where they wanted it to, but it didn't actually go in properly.
Yeah.
So Officer Tippett and John Kennedy were placed both on the plane. Nobody got to see Tippett, but it looked a lot like JFK, and that is a theory as to reason why he was killed, Officer Tippett.
Was he killed the day before or the same day, wasn't it?
Same day, yeah. It was same day, yeah. He was supposedly fucking what's his name? Fucking Oswald were running away, saw Officer Tippett, and then just gunned him down.
Right.
And then ran to a movie theatre where he was arrested. And the funny thing is that when Lincoln was killed, he was killed in a movie theatre, and the guy that shot him, what was the name of the guy that shot him?
Oh God, I can't remember that one.
John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth was arrested in a book depository.
Huh. I mean, Jack Ruby or Rubenstein, he was just was he a nightclub owner or a nightclub bouncer? Or a kind of a mini mafia guy, wasn't he, really? He himself was a patsy, wasn't he? Because he was there to do the dirty to get rid of Oswald, but then he got deaded as well, didn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, they couldn't. He was dispensable. I mean, he were a nightclub owner. He owned a nightclub that were pretty good to police and to federal agents and you know, and what have you. Fucking. And so, and that's where a lot of people. Oswald were in there at some point. So Oswald was part of this, had been part of this. Fucking free Cuba
that's right, yeah,
going off, but he weren't really. It was CIA. He was completely CIA. I mean, the guy fucking defected to Russia, right? And not only when he decided they were wanting to come back, not only did America say, "Oh yes, you can come back," but they said, "Oh yes, you can come back. You can bring your wife, and you can bring your child, and you can have your old job back." So, you know, it's obvious his fucking intelligence. But I think he just got in too deep. I think that he didn't know what was going on until the very last minute. And I think he probably weren't anywhere near any guns at that time. especially not that Locarno that was supposed to have shot from book depository. That was a fucking great piece of shit.
There's a couple of good comments. George has put a good one. It's probably an easier question to ask who didn't want JFK dead. But yeah, you're right. And there was the, they called it a shadowy figure on the steps, which was, many people say that was George Bush. George Bush Sr., by the way.
George Walker Bush, yeah, he was there. He was head of CIA at that time. He would have been around at that point, and it's no secret that he was there in Dallas on that day. It's fact. It's documented.
Yeah,
and of course Johnson wanted him dead.
Well, I mean, they were talking about bringing greenbacks in. So he's on about trying to get rid of the fractional reserve lending. He's on about getting rid of the secret societies and the bonesmen and all the rest of it. I don't think he actually mentioned the bonesmen, but that's what he.
But I think all the other, when people say we're going to get greenback, we're going to produce greenback, we're going to be a gold-backed dollar. Don't forget, it would have had so many obstacles in the House of Representatives and the Senate that was a very small part. You might say he was killed because of that, but he weren't really. That were a very small part. That's something that could have been politically defeated. It was the other stuff. It was he was going to end the war.
That's right.
He said he was going to smash the CIA into 1,000 pieces.
That's right.
CIA and the mafia were working together. They had been since Prohibition. No, not since Prohibition, but because CIA were invented when Prohibition. I think CIA came into power in 1945. But anyway, it was a similar sort of agency that had been involved in Prohibition, and that's where Kennedy got his Kennedy's dad. That's where he got his wealth from booze during Prohibition.
Yeah,
moonshine and all that sort of shit. So it's all shitty money. It's all shit it's all come from shitty money.
Yeah.
And I believe what JFK were wanting to do and what we're trying to do, fine. Then good. I mean, that's completely up to you. Nobody's going to be able to tell you one way or another that that's not true, or whether it is true. But it's like a dynasty that's been built up, and we're getting towards now where it's a myth. It'll be a mythical thing. It'll be taught in classical history rather than. Because they don't want all it being history. It'll be a picture of fucking John F. Kennedy in a car, and then the next page he'll have no head and a fucking his dick will have been removed because he's decided to go trans as a fucking dead trans guy. That's what it'll be. It'll be just over that, and it'll just be nobody will be looking, nobody will be researching because so why would we research? We've got things that will tell us things. We've got this machine, it will tell us things. It'll tell me what I can talk to it.
Just to go off on a bit of a tangent, they've got the Cuba thing going on as well, haven't they? They've got the Vietnam War that he wanted to end, basically, and of course Bush and all of his mates were making far too much money from that, so they didn't want that to happen. And corruption and money and drugs and it's like the war on drugs is only the war against the competition. That's all it is. But when you think it was Bush family that funded Hitler, well documented. So when you start to get into something as complicated as the JFK thing. Again, probably the
thing.
You what? Sorry,
Cuba was a huge thing.
Oh, God,
JFK had initiated an invasion. They were what they call the Bay of Pigs.
Yeah,
and it was an absolute fucking disaster. They were waiting for them. They were ready, and that were JFK's enemies who were inside Cuba, who knew what was going to happen, and so that became
with Castro anyway, making money.
Yeah, I didn't want to kill Castro. No, they sent a woman in to kill Castro twice.
Yeah,
and no time she killed him. I think she shagged him a few times, but yeah, the Kennedy thing. You could talk for. There's so many fucking different tangents.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
and his gang and all that shit that he were into. What's it? Thing he weren't really into. What's his face? Oswald. They were going to these parties where they were all fucking bumming each other and tying each other up as farmyard animals and fucking each other, and he weren't really into that, Oswald, and I think that's the reason why he was probably chosen to be Patsy, because he wasn't, their sort of fucking pervert. And I'm not defending Oswald. I don't know where he did, but some guy defects to Russia for 18 months and then comes back. I mean, during Cold War, and then says, "Can I come back?" And they went, "Oh yeah, come back in." And I've got my wife and kid. Yeah, no problem. They could come back in. Here's an house, and here's your job back at CIA and whatever. Fuck off! I'm having a fucking day off.
Clearly an agent of some kind, or some muppet that's been manipulated.
Of course, he's a fucking. He's an agent. He's a fucking. God, like that woman with fucking dogs earlier. She were an agent. That's what they look like. They don't look like no.
She can't have been that posh though, because otherwise she'd have been at Crufts.
Yeah, which we watched a bit of that today. No, not today. Of a weekend, we watched a bit of Crufts. It's nice.
I think the JFK thing of all the stuff that I've seen, the one film or whatever that brings it all together in probably the most understandable way is JFK to 9/11. Everything is a rich man's trick, because it's about an awful lot more than JFK, but the JFK thing, is at the center of it.
Yeah, but again, there's parts to that I'd take with a slice of a pinch. Should we say a pinch of salt? I was going to say a slice of cake.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'd take, there's certain parts in that I'd take with a pinch of salt, and there are certain parts in that are opinion based rather than fact based.
Yeah.
And a lot of speculation as well, but it is still a great film. I know Uni loves it. And I've tried to get. I've been in touch. Tried to get in touch with Francis Richard Connolly. I've tried to get in touch with him, but to no avail. Oh, by the way, guess who got in touch with me yesterday?
Go on then.
Tony Farrell.
Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony, yeah. So
how is he?
I don't know, because I've got back to him and said, "Hey up, Tony, how you doing?" Because it was yesterday morning and I was fucking a bit bleary-eyed, and I looked at my phone and got some messages, and I looked, and then when I looked later on, I realised because it don't come up. It's not Tony Farrell on my thing. He's like Summit. And then I remembered who we were, and so I went, "All right, Tony." And so I hadn't heard out from him since. But you know what he's like. He's fucking at his computer and away and back. So maybe there might be something on the lines coming up with Tony Farrell.
Okay, George is asking who's Tony Farrell.
Tony Farrell, former principal intelligence analyst at South Yorkshire Police, wrote a report on the dangers of terrorism in the South Yorkshire area and what could be done in order for South Yorkshire Police to get some funding. And he wrote a report saying there's nothing to be scared of. It's the government that are doing it all, and then got sacked. So, but he's a great guy. Well, I like him anyway. A lot of people, I like him, and I've always trusted him. That's the one thing for me. I've always trusted him.
It's but if you'd have seen Tony Farrell 10, 15 years ago, he was short hair, shirt, smartly dressed. Now he's just a bit like Papa Smurf. you know, his hair's all over, and you probably wouldn't even recognise him, would you?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. If you walk past him in the street, you wouldn't recognise. You might give him 10 pence for a cup of tea, but you won't recognise him as he is an owner. You're reading. Look at you. I hate it when you're reading and I'm telling jokes.
No. Well, I don't find. I'd never laugh anyway.
It was a joke.
No.
We're telling you a joke. You're looking at thing. It's unbelievable.
I'm trying to keep track of what's going on in the chat room, and I really shouldn't, should I? What we ought to have is somebody looking after the chat room, and no, we didn't really, should we?
People should watch. David Wynn Miller. He's dead, isn't he now?
Wynn Miller is, yeah, apparently. But according to David Wynn Miller, he was about 184 years old. So, you know,
yeah,
he was.
Oh my God, yeah, he'd still got his original old bike. But listen, watch that. 9 hours, David Wynn Miller. Watch it. Partex syntax
grammar. I've watched it countless times.
Plowlar syntax grammar. And the guy is compelling. He's either a fucking lunatic or he's a fucking genius. And I don't know whether there's probably an overlap into both.
Oh, completely agree. David Wynn Miller was what's his name? Bill Clinton's lawyer. Even though Bill Clinton was a lawyer as well, or still is, or whatever. And when he was looking, he has to go into Congress to explain what happened with him and Monica and all the rest of it and all that crap. That was, you know, nothing to do with all the drugs that him and his wife were smuggling in, but and basically they'd got Clinton by the balls, and he was going to have to go in there and admit that yes, he had lied and yada yada yada. And he asked Wynn Miller, "What do I do?" And this is the day when they said, "Is it true?" And Clinton stood there and said, "Well, that depends on what the definition of is." So that's how sort of tight in bollocks words that it gets. But if you actually sit and watch David Wynn Miller, you would get a sense of what that's about. And basically, Clinton said to him, "Look, you know, what do I do? I've got to go back in there in a minute, and I can't do anything other than admit that I've done this." And they came up with this plan that what they would do, they would go in there and they would say to Congress, "Look, we don't want anybody finding out about where the money really comes from, do we? In other words, if you lot don't find me not guilty, then I'm just going to tell the world about fractional reserve lending." They walk in the room, all these hands go up, yeah, nothing to see here, and Clinton's, you know, not guilty of anything. That's if you're to believe what Wynn Miller said. So anyway, apparently it's a 10-hour talk that he does, but the last hour of it, nobody knows where it is. So,
well, have you seen the? Oh, fuck off! I'm looking on these fucking stupid. I'm on a scummy website. Oh, fuck off! Anyway, I was looking for a guy. I can't remember his name. I don't know if you remember his name. Oh, fucking knobhead's put his fucking face in. We'll leave it until the last 5 minutes. Unless he's, if he gives me a thumbs up and says he's sober, I might put him on in 10.
Oh, God. Oh, well, yeah.
What I was talking about that. Do you remember that one? That guy who was a time traveler. I want to get him on. He was a time traveler, and he said that he was in a time travel program with Obama. Obama were in it, right? So he's in this time travel program from being a kid. And he's oh God, he's got a picture of himself at the fucking what's it? What did that Lincoln, that address, the thingy address? You know, fucking some burger address.
Hey?
Where fucking Lincoln gave that address? Gettysburg.
Oh, Gettysburg, right? Okay, I think so.
Gettysburg address.
It was the famous battle, wasn't it?
So yeah, And so Lincoln gave an address, and this bloke claims that he is in the fucking photo because he was a time traveler as a kid.
Wow.
And he says what had happened is because I'd fucking shall I let him in?
Who
Who do you reckon?
Oh, Leeds.
Should get another 10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get another 10 minutes. We'll let him in. He's got stuff on his hands. He's waving stuff. I can't see what it is, though. Has
he been drawing swastikas on his left hand?
No. No, but this guy, he said he would at Gettysburg Address. Let me see if I can get a picture of Gettysburg Address, and I'll show you him. I'll share my screen. Oh, fuck off, journal. His fucking journals fell on the floor. I'm going to have to buy a new one now. I'm going to have to buy a new one. That piece of fucking string that tells you which fucking page you're on's come out. I'm never going to be able to work it out. Gettysburg Address.
Is this guy American then?
Yeah, he's an American guy, yeah. Right, let's see.
George Andrew Basiago.
Andrew Basiago, yeah, that's him. Basiago. And he claimed, I'm going to see if I can find the picture, but he claims that there's a picture and it's him, and you can see that someone's getting him some shoes. He says it's someone getting him some shoes because he didn't have no shoes on. Oh. Is that it?
No, I know him. But then again, you could put a picture of Oliver Hardy up and say he's related to me, and we've both got the same. As far as I know, we're not related. But you could say that we were.
I think this is the picture, but it's wrong way where I am.
Are you screen sharing?
Hey?
Are you screen sharing it?
I'm going to screen share you it, right? So this is this guy called Andrew Basiago. Basiago. Fuck off. Right, so I share my screen. I share application window.
Just while Jason's doing this, and it is quite painful watching Jason doing something technical. he's nearly as bad as me. There we go.
There you go. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see that.
Right, so this kid here, he claims is this kid.
Right,
so this is the Gettysburg Address. I don't know whether it's just after or what. Where they're doing all fucking handing all hot dogs out or whatever. But he says you can see on his feet, these shoes are too big because somebody had given him. Because while he was walking there, and it was February, and he'd got no on his feet. So they put these on. So he said that was him. So I don't know. Andrew Basiago, yeah, that's the name. He said he was going to be president, but he weren't. Because he were what's his face? He were a time traveler with Obama, and Obama had obviously already become president by then. But I don't know if he's dead. I don't know if he's dead yet. I don't know if he's dead. I think he's still alive. But he said he was going to be president. He might be president somewhere else. He might be president of Deadland.
Deadland, yeah.
Deadland, where it's dead.
Go on then, if we're getting Leeds on.
Well, I'm waiting till he's ready. He's not even sat in his seat now.
Well, we had Uniblack's sister saying he wanted to come on, but I think it was just so we could bug Leeds, really.
No, I'm not having Uniblack's sister on. All I can see is his fucking nose hairs. That's all I say is fucking nose hairs and virgins.
Well,
and that.
The thing is, what Taylor will want to do is he'll just want to come here and ask for donations for himself.
Yeah. How can you donate to me? The shop. Are you ready, Leeds? Are you ready? He looks a bit like Brian Harvey. I'm going to tell you.
Oh no.
There he is.
What on earth is he doing?
I think it's art through the medium of dance.
What's he got on? His next door neighbour's bobble hat and his missus is ugly gloves.
I'm turning you off in a minute if you don't say it.
Right, Leeds, what can we do for you?
Come on, say something.
No, he's got his hazmat suit on. That's what he's got on.
Yeah, well, we can see that, and that's a good joke. You've got a hazmat suit on. And your oven gloves.
I don't want to shake hands.
You don't have to shake hands. We're not even in the same fucking city.
This is not going well.
It's going as well as I expected. Have you got out to sell, Leeds? What are you going to send me, old mate?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we're waiting for you to say what you wanted to come on and say.
You hear me?
You asked us to get you on, so we have.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, worst pound I've ever spent this blooming suit. Zip's fucked already.
You fucking bought that suit. You fucking took it when the last time they had you in custody.
No, I bought it today. £1 from a charity shop. Worst pound I've ever spent.
Did you fucking... You should have walked out the street with a loader of them under your arm. And people would have gone, well, what the fuck's that? And you're going, well, you need them now. 10 quid each. I've got some.
There were only one. And I thought, well, I'll stick it on eBay for it. I'll stick it on eBay for a tenner and some knobber they'll buy it. But I thought for comedy value, it's worth a quid, isn't it?
I was thinking.
But I've already put a big hole in it from smoke. I've already put a big hole in it.
I was going to stand in Asda's car park going, no. What I got?
I've got a full NBC suit and a gas mask. I'm going to go down to Asda and get my girlfriend to film me and see what people's reactions were.
Oh, what happened?
No, I didn't do it. I still might.
I think you should. If you video that,
I think that'd be comedy.
If you video that and you do that and you go down in all your suit and your girlfriend videos it, I will put that on. I will premiere that on this show.
But don't you think that'd be piss funny?
That's what I mean. That's what I just said.
I'll just push a trolley round going. No.
It'd be crap. So
buy,
I wouldn't.
Buy a load of bog rolls. Buy a load of bog rolls. Trolley full of bog rolls. Tins of beans. In my NBC suit and my gas mask.
Yeah, but if you're eating...
In fact, I saw a chinky bird.
If you're eating beans, why? Are you going to shut up?
Well, you're going to shit a lot then, aren't you?
Huh?
Yeah.
You see, he's actually said something quite intelligent there. We were wondering why people needed so many toilet rolls if they were going to be quarantined for 14 days. And it's because they've already stockpiled all the beans and that's all they're going to be eating. That's the answer.
Beans.
Yeah.
You're just put Mr. Leeds looks like Grant Morrison, the comic writer. I would say that Leeds just looks like the accused.
I think, and I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I think he looks a bit like Dobby.
Who?
Dobby.
Right. Okay.
I've never seen an Harry Potter film, so I
I've only
don't know what you're on about.
Oh, his pants are going down.
Oh, easy, man.
Easy now.
Yeah, it's not chatterbait. It's not chatterbait. It's I'm just taking my fucking suit off. What a waste of £1.
I know. All that, for £1. And look, it'd have been a lot easier if you were me, because you'd only had to take it off one leg.
Yeah, but you smoke more weed than me. You'd have had more burns in it.
Hey, what about that? What about if I like get a thingy leg off a mannequin and I put it up me, my leg on me trousers, and then I go, oh, Flo, I think I've got coronavirus, and now lass will go, oh, all right, and I've got my foot on and everything. And then she just
Pull
pulls
your
my
leg off. Pull your leg off. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Well, you do that, and I'll walk around Asda in me full NBC suit.
NBC.
Mm.
What's that?
Nuclear biological chemical. It's like thick rubber suit, full
And you
thing,
put it for
gloves,
fucking pound,
boots, and gas mask.
And you
No,
put it
I used to
for
be a
pound.
prep. I went through a prepping stage. I went through a prepping stage. The world was going to end, so I bought all that shit.
I guess.
What did you do prep wise?
It is for me.
Oh, shut up, end.
Food.
Fucking, don't start talking like that.
I'm talking years ago.
Right, well, you said it's world's going to end for me.
It was. Well, no, it will one day.
Well, yeah, of course it will one day. But that with
And NBC, so well, and yourself and Eddie.
Did you have a Berkey water filter?
No, I couldn't afford one at the time.
Right, there you go.
But I bought a German one.
Aidy's got one.
I've got a water filter, yeah.
It's as good as one of those, but it's only small.
The issue that I've got with my Berkey water
German
filter is
engineering.
I live in a hard water area.
Well, I don't, you see.
Yeah, well, can you stop interrupting because it's just about a settlement.
And it doesn't matter how much you filter it.
Shut up, Ed.
Go on, Aid.
Doesn't matter how much you filter it, you still get the lime scale in the water. So how much is it filtering out? It's not filtering any of the lime scale out. Don't know about anything else, but it's not filtering the lime scale out.
Does it not filter lime scale?
No.
Berkey?
No.
Okay, no.
I even sent them an email and said, why does it not filter the lime scale out? And they just completely ignored my email.
So does it like fuck your kettle up and stuff like that, Eddie?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you live in a hard water area, yeah.
I thought
you see, I don't, you see, so I don't know what it's like.
I thought even a Brita filter.
Mine's like a Brita filter.
You're interrupting. I'm talking, right? When I finish talking, then you talk, okay? Is that all right? I'm told Brita filters. I thought even a Brita filter cut out lime scale. Is that not true? Anybody? Leeds?
I don't think so, no.
Do you live in a hard water area?
I looked into it, and as I said, no. So I've never had this problem, you see. That's why I'm asking Ed. I don't understand what it's like. I've never have done. So apparently it fucks your kettles up, it fucks your washing machine up, does it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it tastes like shite. It does taste horrible.
Have you turned some on, Lee?
So I got this one. You what? Sorry.
Go on, carry on. You're all right.
I got this jug, and it is like similar to a Brita one, but it's from Germany. But it's got it's like a 4-stage filter, and it's got like a sponge on the top, and it only lets through water. So it's pure water. Then it goes through charcoal, and a couple other stages, and it does taste really nice. But it's the sponge thing, because those Brita filters, they don't get out the really small stuff, such as your aluminium.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. I used to have a Brita filter. Now I just drink bottled water. We always have like water, bottled water in our fridge, like so. Even though even back in the day they were saying that that had bisphenol 5 in it or something of the plastic, and it were all inside. All this fucking fear porn and shit like that. It's just nuts, isn't it? Fucking. How's your coronavirus situation up in Leeds? Know anybody that's got it?
No.
Do you know anybody?
I mean, how do we?
Go on, you carry on, Leeds.
How do we know that anyone's actually got it? You know, the people that apparently died, they're all elderly and infirm, and if they got normal flu, they'd probably die anyway. So it's not like it's killing healthy young men, is it?
Well, I did try and find out the other day how many people a year die of flu. And I thought, let's just compare it.
100,000, apparently.
Well, do you know, that's the figure I couldn't find. Because whatever the answer to
100,000
is well embedded in documents. And when normally, if you put into Google, I don't know, how many people got knocked over by a bus last year in England, it'd probably come up, or it'd be fairly easy to find. But when you put in how many people die of flu or influenza, I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but it's well embedded in documents, and so God knows what you'd actually find. Not that all the shit that's in Google is true anyway, but I just thought I'd try and find out.
I tried looking it up, and I found the figure 100,000 every year in this country. Maybe not England, but maybe Britain or UK. But 100,000. I think that sounds about right. And what is there? 3 people have apparently died from this.
Well, apparently there's 2 or 3 in the Hallamshire Hospital in Sheffield, but I don't think they've died. But there was 2 or 3 people who were supposed, or I don't know if they'd got it or were suspected of having it. I don't know. Dentist where I went today, basically, if you've been to any of one of the big long-listed countries, even if you'd been there, you don't have to have any symptoms. They didn't want you in the building. And it's just anyway. People believe it all, don't the fear porn.
All out of control. Is there any bog rolls up your police?
As I said, I went to Home Bargains yesterday, where I usually get my bog rolls from, and there were loads. I'm not seeing any evidence of fucking panic buying.
It's all the bollocks, isn't it?
It is. I think so. But then it perpetuates itself, doesn't it? That's what the media does, doesn't it? I went round to my girlfriend's parents' house on Saturday night, and he wouldn't shake my hand.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I just thought, fucking Jesus Christ. I know. And he gave me a fist pump.
Did you do the touching elbows thing?
I nearly fucking punched him. No.
I'll tell you what,
Seriously,
Jason, come on,
this is a guy in his
virtually
80s.
rub bruises.
I think it's
Show us your bruises. My God, it's getting... And, you know, for all them people, God, we're on about spending 20 quid on a packet of wipes because they're alcohol wipes. Go to Aldi. These are what I actually use for cleaning my specs, right? And they're just these, like, and they're like, 99p for a box of 50, I think. And they are literally what I have just for cleaning my specs. Because if anybody who's wearing specs has got coatings on, you'll understand why you buy these, right? Well, these are alcohol wipes. So if anybody's struggling to get hold of any hand wipes or whatever, and you really are paranoid, don't go spending 10 quid a packet because some knobhead on bloody eBay's put them on to try and lift your leg. Just go buy these.
That's the funny thing is that they said that they were banning, you know, at the beginning of football matches, all the teams line up and they walk past each other and all shake hands, right? So they've banned that, right? So they banned it, so there's no shaking hands before a game, right? So then they play the fucking game, and at the end of the game, they're all shaking hands and hugging each other and fucking doing all sorts.
And for the past 90 minutes, they've been going and hacking on floor and
yeah, exactly.
sweating.
Yeah, and they're all shaking hands and hugging each other and fucking. It's just completely fucking ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
Hang on, Uni Black Sister, Jason and Aid, what did we know all this already? What are you on about?
Did you know this or know all this already?
What
Yeah, because they've done it before. They do it all the time. They do it all the time with fucking viruses. This is next one that's going to kill the fucking world. Oh, God, fucking hell, fiery. I've lived through that many fucking plagues.
Yeah.
And,
SARS, swine flu, foot and mouth, bird flu.
Bird flu, swine flu,
bird
avian flu.
What else? What else are we still expected to die from?
Ebola.
Sheffield flu. Ebola.
George has asked, have we banned hand shandies yet?
Yeah, you'll not be able to have a wank, will you?
No.
Ebola virus.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. Oh, but about 2 minutes to the end of the show. Anyway, you've been watching Raconteurs News. It's been myself, Jason Holmes, Abe Hardy, and we were joined right at the end by Knobhead himself.
And of course, Alice, who came on to expose somebody.
Also, yeah, we had Alice on as well.
Alice
telling us who we should be wary of in the geopolitics game, because there are people out there that will take advantage of good people, and from what she's telling us, this person's been taking advantage of people that really can't afford it. So thank you for that little bit of information, George. George, just down there, down Ruward. There
is one thing I just wanted to pull just before out of the chat room. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh my God. Oh, who was it who said magnetized water?
I just say something about...
I'm trying to find the magnetized water bit.
Yes.
Hang on a minute.
That's good.
Richard Burke, I only drink magnetized distilled water. That's new on me, so I shall have a play on the search engine shortly and find out what we can see.
And
I looked on our intellect. What? Oh yes, and I was looking at growing some plants. Not those kind of plants. Some kale for my rabbits. And I saw this. I think it was from an island. I mean, islands, not an island. Island. And it was like hosepipe attachment, and it had magnets in it. And when the water passes through it, it kind of gives it a charge. And the plants give a lot better yield.
Oh, there you go.
I should imagine you could.
Learn something
You
new
do
every
from
day.
me. You do from me, pal.
We certainly do. You look like Buddha sat there smoking a spliff.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah. No, he looks
do.
like Gandhi.
Yeah.
Ah, Gandhi. Yeah, that's it. I've seen Gandhi. It's been on fucking 24 all the time, and I've seen it for the first time. And
I
yes,
asked you earlier.
Gandhi.
I asked you earlier in chat, right? I ordered a couple of tripods from Amazon other day, and they've come today, and they've sent me 3. The daft bastards. So I said, "Do you want me to send you it?" So I'll show you it. It's not fucking special, but you know, if you want a light or whatever, for
No, we'll do that. We've got to finish this show up, haven't we? Because we're both knackered, and up early in the morning, I've got my fucking thingy guy come. But yeah, I'll if you get me on Skype or something like that tomorrow, I'll have a look at them. Yeah.
well, yeah, I'll send you a text or whatever.
All right, mate. All right, no problem.
Well, so yeah, I ordered these fucking big storage boxes, right? Like this fucking big, and I ordered 2, and they sent them in different boxes by different couriers, and they're like massive. You're like, why don't you just put one in the other and put it in the same box? You can't make the fucker up.
We'll never
And
know.
one of them's
Anyway,
broke, so now I've
right.
got one of them. Sorry.
Yeah, we're back tomorrow night. Hopefully, we're going to have Bex and Karen with us. We should find out tomorrow afternoon. But I understand they've got an awful lot to do with, funnily enough, the subject that we're going to come on and talk about tonight, which was Alzheimer's and sort of aged people and how they're desperately let down by a system. And it's not the people who work in the system that lets it down. They're just the people at the sharp end. Hopefully we should be get them on tomorrow night. And what time's that tomorrow, Jason? 8 o'clock as usual.
8 o'clock. Yeah, we do 8 o'clock Monday and Tuesday. I think the week after that, when you're away, I think I'm going to take a break from doing it for 1 week, and then I'll be back on the 22nd or 23rd or 24th. I've got Mark Conlon coming on, but I'm going to take a break.
Okay.
I feel like I'm ready for one. So there might be some night when I'm pissed up and I forget it's hard to come on. But apart from that, there'll be no Monday and Tuesday show. That'll be next week. But tomorrow night, yep, like you said, hopefully we've got the girls on. Thanks to everyone in the chat room. Thanks to everyone who's not in the chat room and also listening. Thanks to everyone on Facebook and on YouTube, and we will see you tomorrow night, no matter what. Take it easy. Ta-ra a bit.
See you later.